I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
We all belong outside. We're drawn to nature. Whether it's the recorded sounds of the ocean we doze off to, or the succulents that adorn our homes, nature makes all of our lives, well, better. Despite all this, we often go about our busy lives removed from it. But the outdoors is closer than we realize. With All Trails, you can discover trails nearby and explore confidently. With offline maps and on-trail navigation, download the free app today and make the most of your summer with All Trails.
Last week, we watched The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Well, this week we watched Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams.
The connection is Robert Rodriguez.
He's the director.
Beep, 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 beep. This is Agent Shiitake Mushrooms calling in to Agent Butthead.
Oh, hello there. I didn't realize I'd have to keep doing this accent. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. It's slipping, but I'm doing it. Hello there, Agent Shiitake
Well, you
Mushroom.
are a secret agent, so it makes sense that you would put on an accent to try and disguise yourself.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
calling in for HQ to ask you how the mission's going.
The mission's going very well. Thank you.
Can I get a progress report?
Nope.
What do you mean, no?
Nope.
Are you telling me you don't know what the mission is?
What mission?
God, what do you mean? The mission you've been stationed on for the past, 3 months. You've been reporting in that you've been doing well.
Friends, and my co-worker doesn't, and I'm James Bond now. I'm
Oh.
Sean Connery.
Well, that's close to American, I think. Do you need me to inform you of your current mission?
Yes.
I knew you would, you fucking idiot, because your current mission is to talk on a podcast
Whoa!
about Spy Kids 2!
Oh, well, it sounds like we are currently passing it with great success.
No, we're doing terribly. The intro's awful, because this is Oldie but a Goodie,
Whoa!
and I'm not Agent Shiitake Mushrooms. I'm actually Zach and Adams, and I'm joined by Sandro Streams Never.
That's true. I don't do streams, but I do podcasts. Close enough.
That's true. What do you do podcasts about?
Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams.
The Island of Lost Dreams? Wow, I love that movie. Man, can I join you for this podcast? Because I'd love to talk about this movie.
Oh, I was really hoping that on this episode, number 356, you wouldn't join me, but you are on this one. You still haven't missed one of them.
Look, this is one of my favorite ones, so I'd really hate to miss out.
Your favorite podcast episodes? How do you know it's good? That ahead of time.
I meant the movie, but yes, this one's going to be the best one because we're talking about the best movie ever made, Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams.
Well, Zach, thank you for saying that. I am Sandro. I think you said it. It's not pronounced like that, but I say it like that anyway.
No, your name is Sandro Never Streams.
Sandro Never Streams. That's true.
This movie can't be bad because Alan Cummings is in it. I think that guy is a champ. I was very tempted to make all of next week's movie options just his movies and stuff.
Where you did that after we did the last movie that he... Yes, you've already used the connection of Alan Cumming.
I know. But no. But I was going to connect them separately, you know.
Right. Yeah, no, gotcha.
But I just want to see more of his stuff because every time he's on screen, I'm like, I'm having a good time. You know what I mean?
He is very good, and also is good as Mike Judge is in this, who's Hank Hill from King of the Hill, and also he's Beavis and Butthead. He's Beavis and or Butthead as well. Yeah.
Whoa.
I didn't know he was in this. I feel like every time I watch a Spy Kids, or specifically a Robert Rodriguez movie as an adult that I watched as a kid, I'm like, what the fuck is that person doing here? Every time.
Yeah. There's some crazy stars in this movie that just pop out of the woodwork. It's awesome.
There's a lot.
Christopher McDonald is in this for like 2 minutes total, and it's very funny.
He's there. Who's also there is Carman! Yes, didn't expect him.
Well, Danny Trejo?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
he's always in this.
Popping up there.
Always in these movies. Emily Osment. I didn't know I knew her from this, but she's in what's it? Young Sheldon.
Oh, is she?
And the spin-off show. Yeah. And I've seen her in clips of that on YouTube Shorts.
Why are you watching clips of Young Sheldon on YouTube
Shorts? Because it's on YouTube Shorts, and it just came up, and I watched one throughout, and of course then it started suggesting it over and over again, because I was like, what the fuck is this? But she's great, and it's very funny because I didn't recognize her from this movie in those, and then I was like, wait, I recognize this person. Who is this? Oh, that's where I recognize her from. Yeah. So there you go.
She is in that. Also, Taylor Munson from the band Pretty Reckless. She's here as well. I'm always like, oh my God, she's from the band. Doesn't make music. So, no, it's a huge cast.
But Sandra, more importantly, have you watched Spy Kids before? What's your experience? Tell me your deets. Give me the download. What's your experience with this movie?
We can't give our opinions on original Spy Kids because people have to go listen to episode 169 for our review of that movie. We will not talk about the first movie because we have to monetize. We have to get people clicking on it, listening to the ads.
Well, without talking about Spy Kids 1, what is your experience with Spy Kids 2?
So I rewatched Spy Kids 1 yesterday, and I redacted loved it, and so I really like all the Spy Kids movies. I can say that. That doesn't spoil my opinion on the first one.
Spy Kids 1 is more grounded in, like, science, I think, you know?
I don't know if I'd say science.
Yeah, but, like, everything could be explained with science, you know? It's still very fantastical.
Yeah.
But it's like, the excuse is science, you know? I think this one goes a little more off the rails than that one, you know?
And I remember we talked about that a lot when we did review Original Spy Kids, episode 169, link in the episode description probably, was that we always preferred this one, because this one is a bit goofy, a bit more larger scale, and I was really worried, Zach.
Whoa.
I was worried rewatching Spy Kids 2, because I'm like, there's no way it actually is better, because it's a sequel.
Whoa.
It's a sequel to a kid's film, and when you're kids, you sometimes like the sequel to a kid's film, then you rewatch it as an adult, and you're like, what the heck was I thinking?
Yep. No, that's fair. That's very fair.
But no, it is better. It is a better.
Whoa,
it's better. They're both still very good, but this one is, I think, better.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like this one. I think it's definitely like they let the Robert Rodriguez off the reins, you know? They were like, oh yeah, Spy Kids 1 did well. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And he was like, whatever I want. And they said, whatever you want. And he goes, all right, weird dinosaur creature things, actual magic, more kids, more fantastical things, more CGI. Also, there's like a theme park and like more spies everywhere and more family and more this and more that. And it's just like, whoa, what's going on, man? You need to slow down. I can't keep up with what's happening on screen.
And a lot of the times when that happens in kids' movies, it makes it worse. You're watching it and you're like, fucking hate this. What's going on? Yeah. There's nothing to relate to. There's too many characters. It looks like shit. But I don't know. I think it's because this movie is still like a satire. It's still a parody. It's still being comedic. I think that makes it work.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely has like moments where it's like you could say womp womp sort of thing, you know? Like, it doesn't take itself seriously in any way, shape, or form, which I do kind of miss from the first one. I think the first one takes itself a little more seriously in points. There was like good serious moments which grounded it. But as you said, I also think that this movie is better than the first one. But also, you know, they're both good.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think the first one is the grounded one.
Yes.
And I think that's a good thing about this, is if you want that movie, you can watch the first movie. Then if you want the balls to the walls nonsense spectacular film adventure movie, you can watch this one.
Yeah, I do. I do.
They both are good. They're both good. Because this one doesn't do that sequel thing either, where it's just the same movie again.
Yeah.
It's like, and now they've lost all their no, they are powerful and they know what they're doing from the start. It doesn't try to like depower them or anything.
Yeah, I do hate it when movies do that. You could imagine there's like an alternate universe where the sequel to the last movie is like they have to go back to school now, and they're like, we don't want to go to school anymore. We were once secret agents, and then the parents are like, nope. Now that you know this, you gotta have to be quiet, but we can't send kids out and stuff. No, it goes in the logical progression of it's like, well, now there's a whole division of kids that are now spies, and now they have to do kid spy things. I do have some criticisms. I do have a lot of criticisms, actually, but I think they make the movie more fun rather than detracting from the movie. However, I did have some questions.
I have a lot of questions as well. Questions that I don't think we talked about during the first movie that I want to bring up in this episode as well.
I think they're more pertinent in this movie, these questions. They really start to claw at you now that we're in the second movie.
They do. But no, I also am like, because there's Spy Kids 3, which we might do at some point.
Yes.
As well. I like it. I don't love it. It's a bit worse, but it's still a bit of fun.
I'm with you on that one. I think spoiler, the main problem with that one is instead of like it being in real life, it's in a game. So all of it doesn't, like, the stakes don't feel super crazy in that one.
Yeah. It also feels like a prototype Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Everything it's doing visually is just better in Shark Boy and Lava Girl as well. And also, Carmen's not in it, and Elijah Wood's there, which is a positive. That's the positive part. Everything else is a negative. But I think, like, as well, you have the trilogy of Spy Kids films, and then they've tried to bring it back twice. There's, which Robert Rodriguez did do himself, but there's the Joel McHale one, which I've never seen. You have.
Yep.
The one about time travel or whatever, that one didn't look very good. And then there's also the more recent one on Netflix, which was fine. It was okay. But it really just kind of highlights that, like, we do, kid actors sometimes are not amazing, but they lucked out with this cast. Like, these two are incredible, phenomenal. It works so well. Everything about it, it's like so iconic. And just, like, watching it again, you're like, I don't know. At not one point was I like, I'm watching children.
No, yeah. No, it is quite funny. It's like they have good chemistry and they're not, like, annoying. They do stupid stuff, but it's like, it feels a little more earned. It feels childlike, I feel, you know? I think the problem with a lot of kids films or, like, kids in movies is it's an adult making a kid do a thing.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, in the Spy Kids movies, it feels like kids doing kids things,
Yeah.
But also that they're doing, spy things. This is pretty cool. They're spies and they're kids.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wild.
Wild that it's legal.
Yes, we'll get to that in spoilers. Trying to think what else there is to mention. I think this movie as well, it does a good job of, like, focusing on the kids, but also having the parents be there.
Yes.
About as much as the first movie. I think the parents are more important in the first movie, but they're here in the second one.
Well, in the first one, the parents have, like, a big plot point because the whole thing is, like, the kids need to go rescue them. like they're part of it. Whereas this is kind of the opposite, but like if you took the parents out of this movie, it would still be fine.
Yeah.
But it is nice that they're there. And they do have a plot line. And it's a good plot line. But it's just very, like, simplified. They're not as important in this movie.
Yeah. Not as important, no. So I think they're both really good. And I do think that I would give them, you know, they're very similar, I think, in quality styles. But they're two different styles of movie.
Yeah.
And I would watch this one more, I think. Just in general. I would watch it more. Maybe the first one is better, but I would watch this one more. I don't know. I don't know if I would say this one is better objectively, but personally, I do think it's better. I don't know.
Yeah, I also think it's better. I have always thought this one was the best one. I've shouted it from the rooftops. But I do like the first one a lot. And after watching this one again, I have more appreciation for the first one in its, like, grounded universe, whereas this goes a little crazy silly with it. But that's also why I like this one, you know. I like the island, and I like the things that happen on the island, and I like it's just kind of wacky, and it does whatever. But it's still somehow, like, good throughout, you know?
Yeah.
It's very bizarre because it teeters on that Shark Boy Lava Girl of, like, complete nonsense. but it, like, it just barely manages to stay in the, like, make sense sort of area. But it is, like, it's constantly, like, pushing the line of complete nonsense, which I think is quite good.
Yeah, do you think that, you know, if we do have anyone listening who is perhaps like us, an adult, and never watched this as a kid, do you think that they would get anything out of these movies if they would have watched them for the first time? It's kind of like people who, like, watch Star Wars for the first time as, like, past the age of 16, and they're like, what the fuck is any of this shit, man? What the hell is this?
I feel like there's adult people that have watched Star Wars and liked it. It was very popular at the time, you know.
I more mean like people who come in now, and I've seen some people who have watched Star Wars for the first time. I've watched it with them for the first time, and they're like, "This is just Twilight for boys," and I'm like, "Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. It's kind of bad. It's all kind of bad. And that's why it's fun." But I think that, like, Spy Kids, I don't know, because, like, with
the prequels
Star Wars,
are definitely Twilight for boys.
Nah, the prequels are fucking shit. Anyway,
prequels are great.
I think. Well, that's true. Yes, that's why I didn't say that the prequels are like Twilight, because I think that Twilight is better than the prequels.
Whoa.
Maybe on par with episode 3. No, episode 3 is still mostly bad.
That's a crazy statement to put on the internet nowadays, with prequel love being at its peak.
Yeah,
and Twilight
people are
hate
dumb.
being not at its lowest, probably.
I love people being like, the Disney films are so bad. And I'm like, have you watched the prequels? The prequels are badly made and badly written. The Disney films are just badly written. Yeah.
I feel like I like the prequels more than the sequels, you know?
Nah, it's just nostalgia talking. That's just nostalgia.
It is. And you know what? Nostalgia is a powerful thing. Speaking of, let's talk more about Spy Kids. Let's
So Spy Kids. Yeah, I think if you didn't watch this as a kid, you'd watch this now and be like, I don't know. But maybe not. I don't know.
I think if we had never seen Spy Kids,
yes,
and then we watched it now, we would like it. We would be like, haha, this is really stupid. This is dumb, but it's kind of fun, right?
We would, yeah, definitely.
But like, let's say a sane individual that doesn't spend every week watching a movie or some shit, you know, maybe they wouldn't like it. But again, it's not for an adult, it's for a child. If you have the childish side, if you want to dip into the fantasies of a child, you know, secret agents and running around causing a ruckus, you'd probably enjoy this.
I think you'd probably like it. And if you've watched any of Robert Rodriguez's adult movies, even the Machete movies, they're technically spin-offs of this, then I think you'd like it, because that's kind of like the adult version of this in the sense of like they're both ridiculous. Like all his stuff is fucking ridiculous, and so Oldie, what are you gonna rate it?
Well, this is classified information, Sandra. I don't know if I can say this on the podcast. You know, I'm reporting directly back to Dan Andrews. God,
Dan Andrews. Well, let me just quickly beep boop blibbity bloop, and all of our listeners have level 1 million.
Oh shit!
And
level
so
1
now
million
they
clearance.
Well,
this is a goodie for me.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, this is an easy goodie, but I'm also like clouded by nostalgia, so it's not even like hard for me to say this is a goodie. But even without that, I feel like I probably would have enjoyed this film. You know.
Yeah.
I just like Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I don't think I'd ever seen that before, but watching it now, I was like, oh, this is really fun. This is just like, you know, a good fun kids film.
Last week you said you had seen it before, and now you say
I think I have. I'm not sure. I don't know.
If it all feels, your opinions on Shark Boy and Lava Girl feel like a dream that you dreamed one day. And
I'm just gonna say I have and have not watched it before.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. Well, you've definitely watched it now.
Yeah,
canon
exactly.
on the podcast. So yeah, no, I agree.
Unless I made it all up the whole time.
I think watching Shark Boy and Lava Girl last week, and then watching 2/3 of the Spy Kids trilogy this week, yes. I can safely say my clouded by nostalgia cloud has gone away. It's just blue skies for me now, and I'm happy to say all three of them are great. And all three of them get goodies. I like all of them. But over there's a storm over there, and that's Spy Kids 3. I don't know what that is. That's scary. I don't think I want to watch it again.
Whoa. Hey, look, if you weather the storm, you know, don't be scared of that lightning. You can still get some enjoyment out of being out in a storm. You might just get a bit cold and soggy. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We will brave that one day in another 200 episodes, I'm sure.
Yeah. At 569, we'll do Spy Kids 3.
Oh, dear. Oh, also, the visual effects are... Shark Boy and Lava Girl looks better in terms of its 3D creatures and stuff, but I think that this movie still looks pretty good. Apparently, he watched Attack of the Clones and was heavily inspired.
Wow.
Specifically, I think, like, the Colosseum scene in Attack of the Clones.
Oh, right.
It does seem like that.
With those weird creatures, CGI creatures in it? That's weird. Yeah. That's weird that you would say that.
No, George Lucas is thanked in the credits of this movie, specifically because Robert Rodriguez saw Attack of the Clones and went, okay!
Yeah, that's very funny.
Yeah, it is.
Because, I was going to mention that later. I was like, this reminds me of these... when we talk about the creatures, I was going to mention the Star Wars one. So there you go. That's funny.
No, definitely. But, no, I think it all looks pretty good. All right, let's do some taglines. Huge new adventures. Slightly larger spies.
Slightly larger? Because the actors have aged?
Yeah, it's been a year since the last one.
That's funny.
And they've aged just a little bit.
That's very stupid. I'll give that a shaky thumbs up.
Okay. Now, I swear the second and last tagline is also from the first one, so I will cross-check it in a second. Okay. Little spies, big attitudes.
Whoa, I don't think so. And that more applies to the antagonist spies, I feel. But I'll give that a thumbs up.
I'm just checking if that's a tagline on... No, the tagline of the first one was real spies, only smaller. So I guess they're doing the same thing, but in the reverse.
That's definitely a thumbs up for me, because that's funny that they've kind of parodied themselves in a way, you know?
Oh, when a parody parodies the parody, is the parody a parody? Or is it a parody?
Was that a sentence? Next tagline.
That's the last one. So, that's my submission for a tagline.
I'll give that a thumbs up because I was very confused. And you know what? That's very fitting with the Spy Kids / Shark Boy and Lava Girl franchise.
Yeah.
We all belong outside. We're drawn to nature, whether it's the recorded sounds of the ocean we doze off to, or the succulents that adorn our homes. Nature makes all of our lives, well, better. Despite all this, We often go about our busy lives removed from it. But the outdoors is closer than we realize. With All Trails, you can discover trails nearby and explore confidently. With offline maps and on-trail navigation, download the free app today and make the most of your summer with All Trails.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
It's a sad day, listener, but all things must come to an end. My name is Sally McSeller, and this is the last time I'm going to be doing one of these. Now, I don't mean a promo for the Oldie but a Goodie Patreon. If you were hoping I'd stop doing them, I'm not. But it's the last time I'm going to get to do one for their X-Men Mega Series over at patreon.com/Oldie but a Goodie Pod. Sandro and Zach have reviewed The New Mutants, the Lost X-Men film. Here's a clip. I think the characters are all... I like the characters. I think it's a nice team.
I will say right now, this is a fantastic group of really interesting mutants put in the most boring location of all time and have the most boring dialogue for a fucking hour. And I'm like, what is going on?
My partner was like, this felt like a TV pilot. This feels like the first episode of a show. This doesn't feel like a movie.
It does feel like a TV show. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that. That would have made more sense.
It's very exciting times because the entire X-Men review series is up now at patreon.com/Oldie but a Goodie Pod. It took them 1.5 years. There were so many films and so many episodes, and they were all very long because it's X-Men and the boys love it. Patreon.com/Oldie but a Goodie Pod. You can also get ad-free episodes there too. Early. Vote on polls. I don't know. My name is Sally McSeller. I'm an American, and I got one question for you. I forgot. Patreon.com/Oldie but a Goodie Pod. Alright, if you haven't watched Spy Kids 2 ever, you don't have clearance for the spoiler section of the episode, so...
Yeah, you don't have a high enough, aka low enough clearance for this episode. You need to go and watch Spy Kids 1 and 2, and maybe 3 if you're really feeling it.
If you're brave.
And then you can come back. If
you're really brave, watch Spy Kids 3. I'm so tempted to watch it, like, later this week. But I don't know. I don't know if I can brave it, honestly. I don't think I can go back to that one.
I think it's a fun by itself movie. I think the fact that it's a Spy Kids movie takes away from it.
I agree. I wish they made a proper third one. Like, they go to space. Well, that's kind of Sharkboy and Love Girl, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say anything, but maybe you should watch those other ones that came out, and maybe you shouldn't at all because they were bad.
Well, I've watched one of them, and it was all right. Armageddon.
Yeah, the other one was
that middle one. I've not watched that middle one. Maybe I do have to watch that middle one. I'll make Zach watch it. That can be my Cats and Dogs too.
God, if you make me watch that. He watched Men in Black before watching that one. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh.
All right.
The good ones or the bad ones?
No, not the good ones.
Not the good ones. That's a shame. All right. The plot, we won't go through it, all of it, but we'll go through a bit of it.
First up, I'm going to ask you a question, Sandro.
Okay, what's your question?
Sandro, I've got to ask you a question. What is a spy?
Do you mean in this universe, or do you mean in real life?
Just in real life. What's a spy? Give me the definition of a spy for me.
Sure, I can give you the definition of a spy. Oh, the movie Spy, starring Melissa McCarthy, is the first thing that popped up. No. Which is a good movie. I like that movie. It's funny. Jason Statham's in it.
Garbage. I haven't seen it.
I won't make you watch it. I watched it like a couple of months ago, so I won't watch it again. A spy is a person who secretly collects and reports confidential information about the activities, plans, or defenses of a country, organization, or individual. So, for example, I'm going off of Google now, and I'm using my brain. For example, in the war, you had spies, right? German spies, for example. They would they were people pretending to be in the Nazis, but they were actually working for the Allies, spying on them, sending information. Now, if you're talking about the video game Team Fortress 2, a spy is a class where you run into the enemy, you pretend to look like the enemy, and then you shoot them in the back.
Well, no, you trick stab them, Sandro. That's how.
I haven't played it in many years.
Or you just a pyro comes around the corner and randomly spy checks and you die.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Those are great definitions, Sandro. And in fact, that was exemplary. 5 stars. You know.
Thank you.
Do you think that would apply to any of the characters labeled spy in this movie?
Okay, well. In this movie, no. But in the first one, we do get a flashback to how Antonio Banderas and Carla Guino met.
I 100% agree.
Now, in that flashback, and I'm bringing it back because this is a point I also wanted to bring up, but I think it works for your question as well. They are spies from different countries. Those countries don't have good relations. They're spying on each other. They're sent to kill each other. That is the flashback in the first movie, but then they fall in love, get married, have kids, whatever. But like
classic scenario.
But in that movie, it does seem like spies are real spies because they've got disguises and they're trying to get the intelligence stuff,
and they don't want to be known. They're just hiding,
and they're both from 2 like enemy countries. You've got Antonio Banderas, he's from Spain. You got Carla Guino, she's from America, probably, I guess. Her accent's American, that's why I would say that. But in this movie, Zach, what is a spy?
A spy is a public figure that's an action hero that just does what the government tells them to do. And by government, I mean the US specifically.
Now, even Marvel has spies that are real spies.
Yes.
So, do you think that there's spies in this world who are spying on the spies?
Hear me out. Marvel, you're bringing up spies in Marvel, but like Black Widow is pretty equivalent to these characters, I think, because Black Widow's a spy, but in the Marvel universe, it's like she's like a very well publicly known figure. Like she's part of the Avengers.
Yes.
Like super famous. So clearly her cover is kind of blown in that universe, surely.
Definitely,
like, it's crazy to me that they have... I guess she's just not reported in the news by people or something. It's like... They have scenes where she's, like, on a mission doing something. And I'm like, after some of the events that have happened, how do people not know about her yet, you know?
No, definitely. I agree with that. Absolutely. I think that the spies in this movie are, they're like action hero celebrities.
Yeah.
Whether or not they are celebrities, we don't really know, but, you know, they're dealing with high profile people regularly, and they're probably getting paid well, and the budget for their organization is fucking ridiculous. So I don't. Yeah,
I think it's more like special agents. They're not spies anymore. You know.
Well, they work for the OSS.
Yes.
Which I don't know what it stands for. Organization of Super Spies, apparently, is what it stands for. I don't know what movie that's from. But so is that the Organization of Super Spies? But that's super spies. So I guess they're the FBI?
Yeah. I think it's definitely like there's a branch of the FBI involved in this. I think what's America's like central intelligence? The
CIA.
Yeah, the CIA. I think the CIA, FBI, and the OSS are like the 3 in this universe are like the 3 branches of the Secret Service, you know?
Okay, but that brings up my questions from the first movie, because you just then specifically said that the OSS is an American company. And from the looks of this movie, sure. But here's the thing. In Spy Kids 1, you got the 2 parents, they're against each other, they're from different countries don't get along.
Yep.
Every single spy we meet in Spy Kids 1, the ones who turn out to be the bad guys, everything, Mr. Monk, he ends up with the 4 hands or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They all know him and have worked with him. Which makes me think that the OSS is what he worked for, and she worked for a different organization. But if he worked for the OSS, then the OSS Spanish.
Unless he is just like of Spanish descent and, was able to join. He was like recruited at a young age,
Could it be that they were both from enemy American organizations, and there was like some sort of civil war in the 90s that was going on underneath everyone's noses?
I was going to propose that because they betrayed their like original orders or whatever and got together, that they fled to America.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe.
And then they were like, "Oh, hey, spy organizations. Yeah, we know about you, OSS, because we used to spy on you. We would like to defect to you, right?"
Yeah. It's also interesting as well because the first movie, it does take place probably in America, but it could also take place in Mexico. Who knows? It could take place in Spain. It's not entirely, you're not sure where it is. The Machete movies, they take place in Mexico. Spy Kids 3 takes place in a computer, but 2, who knows? Who knows what country they're in? Really doesn't matter. Maybe the whole world is at peace, and that's why the OSS are superheroes, because the world's at peace,
Yes.
so spies are just the superhero cops.
I think so. That there's a lot of universal peace, but only because there are super villains that unite the world together. Right? I'm gonna go off Watchmen lore, right?
Yep.
Where the bad guy's kind of his whole goal is to unite the Earth by creating a universal threat.
Giant squid.
And I think, well, yeah. Moving past that, like the idea of a supervillain who's like going to take over the world, right, has united the world as like a one thing of like, hey, we're all against this guy, right?
So, have we seen the supervillain though? I don't think we've seen the supervillain because the villain in the first movie.
No.
Really
I'm saying,
supervillain.
Yeah. But I'm saying there was other supervillains going around. Like there's a little bit of lore where the bad guy in this film, his kid is like, Mum's gonna be pissed that you tried to take over the world again.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
So it implies he's tried to do it beforehand, right? So, like, clearly attempts have been made to take over the world before. So I think that's why my theory is that there have been world, like, takeovers before.
Yeah.
And why people are sort of more united nowadays.
Do you think this takes place in the same universe as The Incredibles? I think it might.
The Incredibles?
That's The Incredibles. Because...
Okay. Now, this is a theory.
Okay, because Shark Boy and Lava Girl, in my head, takes place in the same universe as Spy Kids. It's just the vibes. The vibes in Shark Boy and Lava Girl, main character is fucking the most powerful person on the planet, right? So superheroes could exist because he kind of is one in Shark Boy and Lava Girl. He can create dreams and make them real. People in Spy Kids are fine with the world's united, there's super villains, as we're talking about, there's superheroes, the spies are now superheroes, but maybe back in the day they did have superpowers, like the Incredibles, and also Machete does go to space in his own movies, which would imply that there's some sci-fi superhero shenanigans going on there as well. I think it's all connected.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's all connected. This is my theory.
That is a bold theory. The thing is, I can't disagree after this movie. If I'd watched the first movie, I would have said no.
No, absolutely
right?
not.
But after this movie, it's possible. However, maybe it's just like, it could be different timelines as well.
Could be. Well, my thoughts is, because The Incredibles takes place in the 60s, right? So, like,
yeah,
that's the prequel, and then... this is the modern day.
Yeah, we don't see anybody with powers in this movie. We do see some magic and we do see gadgets, but we don't see any powers. I'm
fairly certain in Spy Kids 4, the one I haven't seen and you have, there are superpowers. So maybe...
will say that maybe your theory works better after that movie. However, I will denounce that film as canon lore for this current movie, and that your theory does not work right now. Maybe in the future, if we review that, then you could argue your point. However, I'm going to say I think it's different timelines, right?
Yeah.
You've got the timeline where the world was in crisis and superheroes rose up. You got the timeline where spies were the things that rose up.
Yep.
And then you've got the timeline where the Avengers initiative rose up.
The Dream Kid Avengers.
Yep.
All right. Well, there we go. All right, let's go through some plot points there. Unless there's anything else you have to...
You got the timeline where Dr. Manhattan's blue penis is on screen.
Yeah, it is.
And the timeline where Machete is an adult film.
It is. And the timeline where Machete cuts off Dr. Manhattan's penis.
Yo!
He's like, that's a bit rude,
Machete
isn't it?
versus Dr. Manhattan?
Yeah.
Now that's a movie.
My kids are on their way. It's a bit rude. I'm going to cut it off.
Yeah.
I don't see it, you know? They're adults at this point, but Machete's like, come on, man.
He's not like, I don't know, put some pants on. He's like, nope, I'm going to chop your dick off now.
Well, Dr. Manhattan can't. The clothes... Oh, no, he does wear clothes frequently throughout the comic book, so actually, never mind.
Yeah. He
so
just chooses to have his wang out when he wants to, you know?
He really does. Okay, we won't go through the whole plot of this because you've probably seen it.
We're going to go through the whole plot of this. All right, first thing... No, we'll probably skip over bits. But I really want to talk about the first bit. And the reason I brought up spies as a concept in general is because the opening scene is in a theme park of the most dangerous, illegal rides I have ever seen in my life.
Well, it's a theme park based on... and themed around Robert Rodriguez's production company, Troublemaker Studio, which is very funny.
It's very funny.
And so, but yeah, I always wanted to ride the Juggler. That's the one I always wanted to go on.
Complete opposite. Even as a kid, I'm pretty sure I went like, that looks awful. I would not go within 100 feet of that thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
As an adult, doubly so. That looks... You couldn't pay me to get on that thing. That looks like the most dangerous thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, fair.
As a ride. Like, one thing goes wrong, and a juggling ball full of kids goes at 1,000 miles per hour, spinning in the air, just careening into the ground and like explodes, sending shrapnel and child body parts in all directions.
I don't know, man.
That is crazy that they allow the president's daughter in that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, they do. But I think in this world of like gadgets, they figured out how to make really dangerous rides not dangerous. That's what I think. Well, like not what happened when it became dangerous, but I think that the part before then. I
think technology as a whole is far more advanced in this world.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's advanced more than society has kept up with it, I think, in this world. So there's some weird disparities.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think, they've definitely got a lot of high-tech technology that maybe is not... I think what's happened is because of the whole, like, world events where, like, supervillains are trying to take over the world, technology is coveted by governments. And that's why... the theme park owner is like trying to musey up to the president's daughter, and he's got I think he's had like government grants, which has allowed him the technology to make some of these rides. I still think the vomit one was pretty bad. Like he pulls out an umbrella to like dodge vomit, and I'm like, that would be really gross and unsanitary.
I agree, but I give it all a pass because the guy, the theme park guy, is played by Bill Paxton. Fucking love that man.
That's fair.
Love him. He's like, game over, man. Oh, sorry, that's the third film.
Yeah,
that was an Aliens. It was an Aliens reference. His line in Aliens.
Joke.
Yeah, thank you. I like that one. I had to explain it just in case.
Yeah. Well, it's funnier when you explain the joke.
Yeah.
Anyway, the president's daughter's there, and the guy puts her on the most dangerous ride, and she, being a fucking diva psychopath, is like, I'm going to press a button on the controls and steal the override key, which is like, crazy that they let a child get next to it. Crazy that they weren't observing the child next to it. Crazy that she's allowed to get on it, and crazy that the machine still works after all those buttons have been pressed.
That's true. I don't know. I think that she's
In this
doing it so
universe-
that she can get her dad, the president of America's attention, because he won't give her attention unless she acts out like this and holds herself hostage. So I think that's it's kind of funny.
That is the plot of the movie. Thank you. Yes, Sandro. However, I feel like this guy should be in jail for endangering a child.
Which guy? Bill Paxton?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
All of them should be in jail, definitely.
Bill Paxton the most, but all of them. Mostly the bodyguards. They suck at their job.
I love the line where they're like, "Don't worry, we're the Secret Service. We have this under control. Sir, there's nothing we can do, sir." I'm like, ha ha ha. Very funny.
Yeah.
Very good classic jokes. We're introduced to, is it Gary and Gertie at this point as well? Gary and Gertie
Giggles.
Who are the...
Which is an incredible name lineup, by the way.
Who are the evil Spy Kids. They're not evil, but they're the other Spy Kids. They're the rival kids. They are the kids of the bad guy. Spoilers. And they're just trying to get the one up on them. They have the latest gadgets and all, which always confused me because Juni and Juni and Carmen's gadgets are made by their uncle Machete, but
yes,
it seems like Gertie and Gary's gadgets are given to them by the Spy Kid division. So I don't understand why Carmen and Juni aren't getting the ones from the division, or if they're not.
It's because their uncle thinks his gadgets are better than theirs. And in some ways they are, and in some ways they're not.
Yeah. I just feel like there's some gross oversight from the HR and safety department within the Spy Kids division that I feel like that should be the most important division when you're dealing with an entire workforce of children who could die.
Yeah, but I also think that the Giggles are getting technology that isn't normally given out to any of the other agents.
Oh, maybe.
I think they're also getting some nepotism, like, because their dad is, like, being evil and in charge, that they are actually getting technology that isn't available for any of the other agents as well.
Yeah.
So I think they're both using, like, tech that is not available to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
And they kind of have a one-upping thing. Speaking of the tech, there was a misunderstanding I had as a child.
Yeah.
That was in this movie, and I realized, oh, it's just this, it's not this. I thought that their technology wasn't waterproof, and that was the joke. Was that the Giggles tech was super fancy, but it wasn't waterproof. That's why it didn't work.
Like when they went to the island?
Yeah, when they went to the island. And it was like the Rodriguez ones were waterproof, and, you know...
Therefore it
was like, haha.
Yeah.
And it was like, haha, even though your technology is better, they forgot to make it waterproof or something.
Right. I understand how you'd think that.
Yeah, but then I watched this and it's like, oh, no, there was just the deactivation field, which turned off all the technology for everyone.
You know what? I will also say, I appreciate this movie. The MacGuffin is essentially an EMP.
Yes.
And I appreciate this movie not doing what every other action movie in the 2000s and 2010s would do, which was explain what an EMP is in great detail once they introduce it. They're just like, this shuts down power. And that's the only thing they say about it. And I'm good restraint.
I think they weren't going to do this because then they would have to explain every other piece of made-up technology that they put in it, right?
That would be so funny
so
if they only explained the one possible one that they have.
Yeah, right? Like, it wouldn't make sense for them to just suddenly start explaining every bit of technology because half of it doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be so funny.
I did like, the technology on screen was there to, like, make toys, though, for sure, because I owned half of the toys for this movie, and they were sick. I liked the pair of glasses that I think Cartman, the kid,
Carman
the younger
has,
brother,
yeah.
where like he needs to zoom in on someone on the ground, and it like shink. It puts like 3 more lenses in front of it. I thought as a kid that looked sick. I liked their little climby devices. I liked the grappling devices. What other devices did they have? Oh, the little spider droid he had was really cute.
Ralph,
and I was quite sad when that one died, and then they just kind of replace it with a living organism. I'm like, that's not an equivalent replacement. It is cool that it's an organic thing, but, it doesn't work with technology,
Well, that's why he comes back. He comes back in 3. Ralph's alive in 3. He's got his own mission from memory. I don't know. I'm having a look at the Spy Kids 2 toys. Yeah, I remember specifically the Happy Meal ones, which I think is what you're referring to.
Absolutely.
Do remember quite a lot of these. I think this was peak going to McDonald's to get the Happy Meal toys for both of us, so... No, some really, really cool stuff there.
Yeah, no, I also got some of the other ones, like the non-Happy Meal ones. There's this, if you look it up, there's a Spy X one. I think or Spy, they're like off-brand ones.
Right.
I totally had some of these as a kid.
And you just thought that they were Spy Kids toys because why wouldn't you at that point, honestly?
Well, I had the McDonald's ones as well, which were Spy Kids branded.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of Spy Kids toy stuff that I had because it was sick.
Yeah, I remember a lot of this that you had and that I also had as well.
Oh, Spy Gear night goggles. I definitely had some of these as a kid. It was great.
I had that as well. I remember that, absolutely. Anyway, just closed Chrome. Probably a good thing for my computer, but a bad thing for the podcast. Anyway.
Lamau.
The president's daughter, there's the MacGuffin. The MacGuffin is called... What the fuck is the MacGuffin called?
Yeah, it's called the Tracheophile or something. I don't know.
The Trans-Smoker? Something like that.
Yes, it sounds like trans-smoker, which... is it's cool. They're allowed to smoke, They sound like a cool trans person,
And yeah, it's basically an EMP that looks like a gadget from a Lara Croft video game. And there's a big dinner where they're expecting Antonio Banderas to be announced as the director of the OSS, but it's not. Hank Hill or Beavis and or Butthead is announced as the director. What's the heck? And then the MacGuffin gets stolen and bad guys come in.
It was originally going to be the dad, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The teleprompter gets edited mid-speech. So clearly some evil workings, you know. It's very funny that this is a spy organization and all the spies are just constantly hacking into the organization. It's you would think that the spies running it would know that this was happening and be able to prevent it,
Yeah. Speaking of, I always love that fight scene where all of the the champagne has been poisoned, so all of the adults pass out, so the kids have to fight off the attacking magnet men. And there's that one scene where one of them falls over and just all of the youngest spy kids, I'm talking 3-4 years old, just run up and just start kicking this one guy that's fallen over. I always laughed at that. I always laugh at that part. I think it's great. I think it's good.
It's a good gag.
But yeah, they take the MacGuffin to the island, and so our main characters have to go off to the island. They have to do some hacking because the mission's actually given to Gary and Gertie.
Yes.
So they do some hacking. They send them over to a pile of camel poo so they can go to the island.
But we see that what is her name? What's the lady? The girl?
Carman?
Yeah. She's a super hacker in this one. She does a little bit in the first one, but in this, she's she hacks into the Pentagon with a couple of button presses. She hacks into the spy thing so they could see the mission thing. She changes the mission that the Giggles kids are going on and changes it so they go to the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
Which they then go to the Sahara Desert and then land in the biggest pile of camel poo in existence. All the camels from all around have all collectively gone to the one spot and pooped in the same spot because it's a giant puddle.
Yeah.
Like, they sink in it like it's quicksand. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why are all the camels shitting in one hole, Sandro? It doesn't make any sense.
Very accurate to what camels do. I mean, if you Google, do camels poo in one giant pile, it comes up with go fuck yourself, Zach. I'm right. That's what it says. Camels are known to poo in one giant pile of poop.
Go fuck you, Zach. Oh, it does say that. Wow.
yeah, exactly. See?
Okay. No, that's fair. All right.
That's what they do. It's very accurate.
Never mind. My criticisms of the film are no longer. That was the only one I had. Perfect film. 10 out of 10.
I also love how throughout the movie they just don't wash it off either. They're in water at one point. They're on a beach. They just don't wash it off.
It's really funny. And then they just don't have any poo on them at one point. Like, it just, the next time they appear, they just don't have it on it. It's not explained.
Yeah, right.
And it was just like, what's happening in this movie? Like, at what point did they step out? Like, yeah, they were literally in the ocean.
They were.
It's so they have that one gag with a giant double-headed eel thing, like, sniffs them and goes, blah.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But it is very funny that they don't spend like 5 minutes to wash up the shit. They just smell like shit.
It's great. It's so funny because they're like, we'll get the Cortezes, and they go off to the island as well. I do love going back right before they leave though. We do see the treehouse, which is the high-tech treehouse that Machete has built them. I always loved it. I always wanted one. I think we see more of it in 3 as well. It's a nice treehouse. I love the treehouse.
Yeah.
However, the treehouse, apparently they've had it. So this movie's probably a year later than like a year after 1 because it would take place in real time. All of them came out a year after the last one.
Yeah.
Yet their treehouse is already kind of run down and it's not working as well as it used to. Is that just because Machete is a bit on the cheaper side when it comes to him?
No. They've had this treehouse for years, and it's had all the spy equipment in it for years, but they haven't been able to use that spy equipment till recently, till they became spies. And
right.
Because he set it up knowing that the kids would one day be spies.
Yeah.
And also it's possible that the adults have used it as part of their spy things, you know. Yeah, it's possible that he needs to do some tuning up on the place, you know. But he's very busy making rubber bands and stuff, you know?
Yeah, you know what? No notes. I understand completely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Makes sense. Yep, 100%. Anyway, they go off to the island and stuff goes wrong and all of the... We're not going to go through everything. I love the design of the ship they're on, though. The Dragon Spy.
Yeah!
Underwater
that looks
ship.
Cool.
That was really good. I always thought that ship was in 1 for some reason. And then when we got to the scene of the ship in 1, I was like, this isn't how I remember it.
Yeah. No.
One.
It's in this one, yeah, because it's a cool design. Yeah, we could talk about the parents.
Yeah.
They immediately, of course, realize that their kids have once again run off on a dangerous mission that they shouldn't have. It's kind of funny because it's kind of half revealed that the bad guy kind of let them hack in.
Yeah.
And get their mission and go on it. Because I was going to criticize the film again for the whole, like, how did the spies not realize that they're sending the wrong people on the mission, right? It doesn't make any sense. But it makes more sense if the director of the spy organization is the bad guy and is setting them up.
Yep.
Because he goes to the parents and is like, hey, your kids have gone on this suicide mission. You should go chase after them. And they're like, oh, thanks, man. You're a real G. But of course, it's the bad guy setting them up so he can just murder the whole family on this island.
We all belong outside. We're drawn to nature, whether it's the recorded sounds of the ocean we doze off to, or the succulents that adorn our homes. Nature makes all of our lives, well, better. Despite all this, we often go about our busy lives removed from it. But the outdoors is closer than we realize. With AllTrails, you can discover trails nearby and explore confidently. With offline maps and on-trail navigation, download the free app today and make the most of your summer with AllTrails.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Yeah, and so the parents start to, like, suit up to go. But what's this? Who's this coming in? It's the in-laws.
It's yeah, it's the in-laws. It's her parents.
It's her parents who don't like the husband.
Nope.
Possibly because it was an enemy agent working for another government. They might have good reasons to be suspicious of the man she chose.
And I've always loved the grandparents and the casting of them. The granddad is Khan from Star Trek 2. He's also one of the main apes in Planet of the Apes as well. He's great. And I also the grandma as well from so many things, from Legally Blonde, and she's in Romance in the Stone. She's great. It's so good.
I love the like passive aggressive like relationship she has with Antonio Banderas. It's very funny. I like their like suspicion of him and they don't like him sort of thing. And he's like, hey, I gotta put on a smile. It's gotta be nice to them, but they hate me, you know. The parents, they try to get to the island and then the grandparents intercept them and they're like, you guys can't help because you suck and you're old. And they're like, yeah, but look at our cool gadgets that they randomly pull out to be like, hey, we're still secret agents, idiots.
Yeah. Which it opens up a whole new can of is everyone's parents? If you're a spy, are your grandparents also spy? Is it just a lineage of spies that have been holding the world at ransom for hundreds and hundreds of years?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, no. That's what I'm saying, all right? So, Sandro, you imagine. Let's go back to the 1900s, the 1800s.
Even. Time of Zorro.
Yeah, right? 1800s, right?
Yep.
Supervillains start to pop up. The governments, they're like, we need to hoard technology
yes.
to prevent technology getting in the hands of supervillains. So they hoard this technology and they only give it out to their spies, right?
Yeah.
This starts the spy wars, right?
Oh, the spy wars.
Where spies are fighting each other things. Cut to modern day where spy organizations are now more organized and like trying to work with each other to stop super mega villains.
Yeah.
But there's still these lineages of spies who are loyal to their organizations and doing all the things, but it's like a Romeo and Juliet sort of thing. And so, yeah, it like the grandparents, you know, they might be spies, but I don't know if they work for OSS. The grandparents, you know, it's never said they work for OSS, technically.
Well, I would assume they wouldn't if Spy Kid's mom left whatever she was with and then went to the OSS because of him. So
I think they're retired.
Yes.
So they're not agents anymore, but they were agents of the enemy one as well, and that's partly why Antonio Banderas is like a bit on edge around them, you know?
Definitely. I would agree with that, absolutely.
So yeah, island time. So we have the Cortezes.
Yes.
They are on the island. They're running around. They're like, what's going on? We see a enemy magnet man. He's flying on a giant magnet that's steered with a little magnet.
Yep.
Because it's using magnetic fields to fly around. I think using the MacGuffin.
Magic.
Nope. That's technology.
That's
okay, we haven't got to the magic in this film yet.
That's fine.
But they do climb a volcano because they're being chased by the giant spider monkey. We don't see it yet, but it's there. We see its like head poke out.
Yeah. And they fall into the volcano because a flying pig pushes them in.
Yes.
As well. Oh, that scene where they're falling, and then they're like, it's been hours. Oh, how long are women falling? I don't know, my watch doesn't tell time. Recurring joke throughout the movie. Constantly very funny. The watches don't tell the time. Yes, I love that scene. Oh, but who's down there? They land. and it's Mr. Steve Buscemi.
Yo, Steve Buscemi, who is really good in this film.
Oh,
He's great. I love him in this film. He has the best quote in this film, and probably one of the best quotes of any character in film.
I agree with this.
Do you know the quote? Because it's crazy. It's crazy that it's from this film.
It's crazy that it's from this film. I'm also just double checking as well. I did read somewhere a while ago that he improv'd that line, but that's crazy. I'm just fact checking. I can't see it anywhere, but I'm fairly certain he said in an interview that he did. So I, 100%
that's
believe
crazy.
that.
But yeah, he said, "Do you think God stays in heaven because he fears what he has created?" I believe is the line, which is a crazy hard line. Because yes, it's revealed that he is the one who set up this island. He set up the MacGuffin. And the reason he set up the island and the MacGuffin is because he created tiny genetic animals. They're just little farm animals. They're cute little farm animals, but they can fit in the palm of your hand. Yeah. Which is really like it. There's a lot of questions I have about this because I want to bring up, because we see an elephant there, right? Just a normal elephant. Yep. Is one of these random farm animal creatures he's got, right? And I want to cross-position that with a rabbit.
Okay, yep,
right?
A rabbit.
Because there's a Kirkazot video on the sizes of animals and the effect it would have. For instance, they use an elephant as an example, and when you shrink it down, it would get too hot. It would bubble, it would boil, and it would explode because it gets too hot.
Too hot, so if it's shrunk,
because
okay.
Because its body is trying to create heat for a giant mammal, and it's all about mass, right? Because when you have, it's the square root law, right?
Sure.
When you make the mass of an object larger, its surface area is significantly different to its proportions than a small creature.
That makes sense.
And it's why we have kind of a limit on how big creatures get.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense, for sure.
It's because of the square root law.
But there's also one other thing as well that makes us not super realistic, and which is what my partner mentioned, which is that they would also all eat and kill each other.
Well, yes, but I'll get to that in a second. No. But I was going to suggest, does that mean he's like genetically created new animals?
Oh, that look like older animals.
That look like these other animals, but like have like hearts of like little rabbits or shrews or something like.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. But then he takes. That's probably why he can make those mashups as well, is because they are all their own sort of
That's what
species.
I was going to say, right? They're not actually those animals. They just look like them because he's like taking their DNA. He's got like CRISPR technology that won't be invented for another 20, 30, 50, 100 years, that he's using just to create tiny fucking animals.
Yep.
The problem with all this... The real problem is the next thing that happens, right? Is because we got these tiny animals, and it's like, okay, you got these tiny animals.
Cool little tiny animals.
They work big tiny, but then he pours a fucking magic potion on them.
Yes,
by accident, and they grow giant.
Yeah,
and the inverse would be the problem then of the square root law, where they would freeze to death. Their body would not be capable of pumping the blood. Another thing, maybe I might be thinking of it the wrong way round. Maybe when they're too big, they overheat, and when either way, they would die. They would all instantly die. Yeah. They grew too big too fast. They would all die. Their biology is not suited unless they are some sort of weird super creatures. Perhaps they are single-celled organisms that are making up they're like work like sponges, right?
Yeah.
Where they're actually like a collective of organisms that just come together to look like a single organism. I don't know how these fucking work, and I cannot explain them using biology.
I mean, this is a world where men travel on giant magnets.
Yeah.
So I think in this island...
Yeah, but we live in a real-life world where the like, magnetic railways exist, right?
Yes, but these are giant cartoony magnets, and therefore they need special extra science, and I think that special extra thing that allows them to ride magnet cars around the island also allows these creatures to exist. Now, potentially, once they remove the giant MacGuffin from the island, all these creatures die.
I agree.
Now, I know that their creatures do show up in 3, but who knows? Maybe they're new. He experimented. He changed them.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he just possesses some technology and DNA sequencing that he could cure cancer. Yeah. But no, instead he wants to make weird dinosaur creatures. And you know what? That's best.
And all those dinosaur, Spy Kids, mutant animal creatures, they have pretty funny names, Zach. And I'm going to go through all those funny names, right? There's only 9 of them. But I'm going to go through there's the Slizzard.
I like Slizzard. Slizzard was a good... I did not remember Slizzard from this movie, and when he said Slizzard, I was like, oh, that's a funny name.
That's pretty good. I like the Spider Monkey, classic as well.
Spider Monkey, very, very It is on the nose, but... I'll give it to him.
Well, that one is a pun. Slizzard's also a bit of a pun, but there's 2 that aren't puns.
I like Slizzard more than Spider Monkey, because Spider Monkey is a real-life thing.
Yes.
Whereas Slizzard is that's a new thing they're making up, and I like that.
There's also the Turtle-roo, which isn't a pun, but it is a turtle and a kangaroo. I don't know how that one works. That one kind of scares me, honestly. The Spork is the flying...
Spork, yep.
The flying pig. It's called the Spork. And then we also have...
When pigs fly, am I right? Haha, what a clever joke.
It is pretty good. Then there's also the Catfish, which is a cat and a fish. That's the pun. Horsefly, pretty good.
Yep, I saw the horsefly and immediately clocked it, and I was like, I hate that thing.
And my favorite is the Tiger Shark, which is a tiger and a shark together.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I mean... Yeah, but it brings up how does he have does the tiger shark need water? Is it like an aquatic is it like an amphibian?
I think that
you know what I mean?
I think that you're right. I think they're all just like kind of like rabbits and they just need air.
It definitely leans into they're not like real animals and they're just like one genetic monster that he can just change what they look like.
Oh, but we do have the one in the ocean. Maybe that's not one of his. Maybe that's an actual monster that lives in the Bermuda Triangle.
It's just a coincidence. It's just a fucking coincidence that there's a giant double-headed eel thing out there.
Yeah.
That's very funny because we don't see him talk about that one or reference that one at all. That is very fun. I was going to disagree with you and say, that might have been one of his earlier experiments, but that's very funny if that's just unrelated.
You know what? I'm going to email Robert Rodriguez right now and get him to confirm if that's canon.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. And Starkey, I think I will forward you his response, which is definitely real, and you can read it out now.
Sandra and Zach from Oldie but a Goodie pod. You're right. Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, thank you, Robert Rodriguez, through Starkey.
Wow.
No, that's pretty cool.
You know what? I'm honestly surprised he replied.
You know? I am not. He seems like a nice man.
He seems like a very nice man.
So they are going on an adventure across the island to get the MacGuffin from a giant tower. And along the way, they fall into a cave of gold where the idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark just happens to be. Very funny.
What? Excuse me? Hang on a second. Hang the fuck on, Sandra.
Yes.
Hang the fucking shit on. Because there's a couple of things here that I have some questions about.
Some things that don't really make sense towards the overall plot of the movie.
Why can they hear each other's thoughts?
Well, because this is an ancient Mayan or potentially Aztec temple.
Whoa.
There's also magic on the island that's unrelated to everything else that's going on. Because we also see Juni takes a golden necklace from 2 skeletons, and then those skeletons come alive and track him down.
He makes a My Precious joke, which I did not appreciate as a child, and I was like, oh, that's funny.
Yes, it's very good. I like that joke a lot, especially considering that Elijah Wood's in the next one. So
Yeah, right? Like, they had Lord of the Rings on the mind.
Yeah, but also I think that actor's too young to be watching. Actually, that's about the same age I was when I was watching Lord of the Rings the first time. Never mind.
Well, it's also written by a screenwriter who definitely watched Lord of the Rings, so,
true,
you know.
But yeah, the skeletons coming alive, they show up again throughout the movie as well after they give the necklace back. I think it's just some other ancient temple magic that just also happens to be here.
Absolutely. But it opens up a big can of worms because this is magic.
Yes.
And maybe that's where the double-headed eel's from, is actually it's like related to the...
That's exactly my thoughts.
Ancient temple and not anything else. But it's a big can of worms. Does this lead... Was there like a super villain... Ancient Incan, and there was like ancient Incan spies that had to defeat him.
Well, I'd watch the hell out of that.
That does sound sick, but also, yes, magic is real in this universe. These couple of scenes, they do not get explained by science. It's just like, oh, there's magic, and the Cartmans just kind of move on.
Yeah,
Cartman and they
like how you call it
move
Cartman.
on. Yeah.
Carman,
I know.
But Cartman's also
Carman.
very funny. We can call her Carman. I think also that's one thing I like about this movie compared to the first one is that there is just random shit like that. It's just random.
Yeah.
There is a lot of random shit in the first one, but it's like, you know, the thumbs are robots, and it's like, you know, he's using this, the power of imagination to transform them into the Fooglies or whatever, you know, like, it explains it. In this one, it's like, all right, man, the skeletons.
Yeah. It's just like, you can hear each other's thoughts now for some reason, and
it doesn't seem like they lose that power, because at the end of the movie, they're doing it again.
That was what I think, and I think someone has a few coins in his pocket.
Yeah, I reckon you're probably right. I reckon you're right. I will say though, I was worried for the monsters and how they would look visually, and I think for the most part,
that's true.
They're a little smooth, but they look pretty good. The movements are really solid. It's just the textures themselves. However, the skeletons, I was very worried about them. They look fucking great, and I think it's because it's kind of like a throwback to I was gonna say Clash of the Titans, the original one from back in the old days, but my partner was like, it looks a lot like Jason and the Argonauts, which is that classic stop motion skeleton action scene, which is also referenced in Army of Darkness, I think, with Ash fighting the Deadite skeleton guys.
Yes.
But they do that in this, and they make it look stop motion, and I think it looks phenomenal.
Yeah. I like them as well. They reminded me kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that as well. Definitely, yeah.
Because it kind of had that, like, because they were talking about they like took a thing and it's cursed, and now these skeletons are after them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of had like a cursed aspect to it. I really liked it as well. It just really does my head in that that's just canon lore, and we got no explanation from that, and it's just like. So it's magic.
Yeah.
There's just magic. Because you could be like, he set those up as traps to stop people from getting to the MacGuffin, right? The scientist dude.
You could definitely say that, yeah.
But they don't say that. So you're just left with the fact that there might just be magic in this universe.
Yeah. Well, the third one's definitely based in video game science, so there's not magic in that one.
Right? Yeah. So they could get away with anything in that one because it's just a video game, right?
And the fourth one does have the kids showing up again. So I guess in the fourth one, time travel, that brings it back to magic. From what I haven't watched it again, I don't know anything about it.
Stop talking about it.
I'll keep bringing it because we're gonna do it. I'll make us do it.
It makes me mad every time you talk about it because it was kind of. I think it was bad. I can't remember.
I remember you saying it was awful, so I never watched.
I really did not like it at the time, I can tell you.
Yes. That was you as a 12-year-old incredibly angry at a movie.
I was pissed off.
Usually it was me, but that time it was you.
That one pissed me the fuck off. That was shit.
Anyway, the other kids, fucking Gary and... What's their names?
Gary Giggles and Gertrude? Is it Gertrude?
Gertie Giggles.
Gertie.
Yeah. They're also there. There's a fight between them and the Cortezes with monsters and stuff. Carmen says, "You're so full of shiitake mushrooms," a classic line.
Yeah. She literally says shit, though.
Yeah, she does.
That is squeezed into this film, and I was like, she just said shit, though. Also, the skeletons are watching that battle, and they're like, whoa, and it's like, whoa. I mean, but if you're a cursed skeleton who's eternally bound to a tomb for all eternity, you would probably look out for some entertainment, right?
You
would be excited to watch some entertainment when it came around.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that they have like one interaction with each of their monsters where they give them some food, and the monsters are like, we're ride or die friends now. I'll defend you to the end.
I love that. I thought that was hilarious.
However, I can excuse it because they were originally meant to be kids' toys, right?
That's very true, yeah.
So it makes sense that they are, in fact, friendly, especially towards kids. They're like, you know, they were meant to be kids' toys, and now they're friendly.
Yeah.
They're not actually aggressive, and that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Bad guy shows up on the island. He's like, I'm gonna get the thing. And they're like, we're gonna...
The MacGuffin.
The MacGuffin, we're gonna give it to a flying pig. It's just chases, action scenes, all that classic stuff.
Yes.
Although Uncle Felix from the first one, who's not their uncle, but they call him Uncle Felix, that he does betray them.
Yeah, which was really fucked up.
Really sad, actually.
Yeah. That was like a 2-minute plot line, and it's like, wow, that's surprisingly fucked up.
Yeah.
But we have Antonio Banderas has like a 1v1 fight with the bad guy where everyone just sits there and watches for no reason. No one helps him.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could have helped, you know.
Yeah, but it was
I guess
funny, though.
It was funny. It wasn't great. I like them like cheering him on and like giving him advice.
Yeah.
He still kind of loses, which is funny. I guess it's because the bad guy has the MacGuffin.
Yes.
But then there's a whole scene where the bad guy tries to shoot the in-laws with the MacGuffin, and Antonio jumps in front of it.
He does. But Goodie, she programmed it to blow up, so it doesn't actually kill him. But the in-laws are like, we respect you now.
Yeah, because Gary Giggles is still an asshole.
Yeah.
He's an asswipe. But Goodie, she's still a secret agent. She's cool.
Yeah.
And her and the other one that I keep pronouncing her name wrong.
Oh, Carman, yeah.
Carman. They get along. They have a bonding moment in the nest,
Yeah.
you know? And so they're kind of friends now, which is cool.
That's right, yeah.
I like that.
I like her as well. She shows up as a main character in 3, which is really good. I like that.
Yeah.
She sticks around. I don't think Gary does. Don't know if he ever shows up again.
I don't remember Gary.
I also can't remember if Taylor Munson, the president's daughter, shows up again either. I think she's only in this one as well. Can't really remember. Really can't remember. I might have to check it out. But anyway, is that the point where the president flies in? He's like, Antonio Banderas, you are now the director of the OSS. And he's like, I'm the director.
Oh, I know where I've seen it before. She plays the fucking little... Cindy Lou, that's who she plays. The president's daughter is Cindy Lou from The Grinch.
Yes, she is in Grinch as well. Yeah.
Very popular, tiny, innocent child actor, you know.
Yeah, now she's a rock star. Hell yeah, dude.
Yep.
But the president flies in, he's like, Antonio Banderas, you are now the president, and then, Juni Cortez, you will become a level 1 spy, and we get one of the biggest plot twists of my young life, which was Juni's like, no, I'm retiring. I may be younger than my sister, who will go on to be the greatest spy of all time, but I'm retiring. I'm done with this shit.
Well, he did, yeah, that is a very adult sort of coded where he got betrayed by the organization. Is like, I don't trust you anymore. I don't want to be a spy. I want to live a normal life, you know. I love that. I think that's a great plot point, and it's funny because he's also retiring before his parents and his grandparents.
Yes, exactly. He's also like, I don't know how old he's meant to be. Probably 10 in this one, maybe, because I think she's 13.
I think younger.
So he's probably a little bit younger, but yeah, no, he's retiring. Do you think he's on a pension, or do you think he's going back to school? I'm not sure what he's going to do.
I think he's getting state-funded, like, scholarships.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I think there's definitely something there.
And then we get the during credits and post-credits scene where we get the rock song version of who, what, when, where, and why.
I love that. We didn't talk about it, but Alan Cummings, he has his little, like, scene in this movie.
Yeah.
It's only for, like, 2 minutes, but it is great. Who, what, when, why? Oh, it was really good.
It is good.
But yeah, the end credits were some of the most entertaining end credits I've seen in a movie.
They are.
In ages. What happened to end credits, guys? Because then it was just... they have this little rock song at the end, which was very 2000s. 2000s had a lot of like rock concerts at the end of movies, right?
I love that scene though. It's just the whole song, Alexa Vega's fucking singing, Because she is an underrated. She is in a musical, a horror musical called Repo. She's very good at that. I do recommend it if you like trash, because it is on purposely quite trashy. But she's in that, and she sings, and she's singing in this. It's a great scene. He's doing guitar. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, because their uncle is like, hey, I've got these gadgets that are they're auto-tuned.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
He gives them auto-tune, but then they play the whole number, and then the gag is that they go back, and he's like, I forgot to put batteries in the gadgets.
Oh, no!
You guys did it by yourselves.
What?
Wop.
That's wild.
That's great. And then we see a bunch of outtakes.
Yeah, all the outtakes.
From the movie, which was very fun to watch.
Yeah.
I was like, this end credit, I watched the whole end credits. Like, it was just very entertaining to watch. And then right at the end, you stuck to the very end, of course, right?
Oh, I always stick to the end with this movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Where we see the theme park guy.
Oh, yes.
He swoops in, your favorite character, he swoops in and is like, hey, scientist guy, I see all these giant dinosaur-esque creatures. What if we made a theme park?
Yeah, that's right.
And then the Jurassic Park theme plays. Ba-da-da-da. And that's how this film links into the Jurassic Park series.
Which then links into Jurassic World, which means it all makes
Chris
sense.
Pratt, which leads into Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sure, he's the same guy. Why not?
Canonical.
Yeah. Except he's not funny in Jurassic World because he isn't usually. It's just when James Gunn's writing him. I ruined the vibe there. Anyway,
I liked Jurassic World 1.
One's good.
I enjoyed that film a lot.
Jurassic World 1. I like Jurassic World 2, where it's Alien but with a velociraptor inside of a mansion.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I can deal with that. What about 3?
I fucking hate 3, Zach. Never bring that one up. I haven't watched the latest one purely because I hate 3 so much.
Good call. All right, good.
It's like the dinosaurs are in the real world now, but what if we go back to the island? No! Show the dinosaurs in the real world roaming the streets, eating people. Fuck is wrong with you?
What about giant bugs? What about locusts?
Oh, I forgot
Sandro?
that was the plot of Jurassic World.
What about
3.
locusts?
What about if the whole movie's about locusts, actually, in a movie about dinosaurs? What if it was all about locusts?
What if we pull a Transformers and bait and switch you with fucking dinosaurs, and actually the plot's about something completely different from most of it?
Yeah, it's about locusts. And there's dinosaurs sometimes. The main dinosaur
sometimes
is the old cast from the first movie returning. They're the real dinosaurs.
And then they don't even, deal with many dinosaurs. What's the fucking point?
What's the point of that? Anyway, I hate that movie.
This isn't the Jurassic Park movie. This is Spy Kids. We did Spy Kids.
Yep.
It was a good movie. We enjoyed it a lot. It's very fun, very entertaining, lots of crazy ideas, very wacky. It's very fun.
It is, honestly, the closest I think that you can get to a perfect kids movie that isn't like a Pixar.
Yeah, absolutely. Similar to The Incredibles, but different in a more wacky sort of way.
Yes.
This will lead into all my options for next week, which are all Jurassic World movies. And
I died. You killed me.
That instantly killed Sandro.
Why can't we do Jurassic Park 1 or 2 instead of Jurassic World?
Nope, it's World, and it's the only option is Jurassic World 3.
That's the third one.
Yep. That's the only option.
I'm not on the next episode. Bye. I died.
All right, Sandro. I've resurrected you from the dead. This is because...
it's been 1,000,000 years. Who is the ruler of the world, Zach?
It's me. I stole that weird pendant thing from that temple, and now I rule the world because magic exists. And I've resurrected you because... 1,000 years ago, you died just before we were doing the Ranking Review Rumble for Spy Kids 2. That's right.
The Island of Lost Reviews.
The Island of Lost Reviews. And of course, it's same as ever. I've got reviews from several review sites.
Oh.
The review sites being Common Sense Media, Rotten Tomatoes, Letterboxd, IMDb, and Metacritic. And I have compiled them into a list of reviews.
We love lists.
I have gotten maybe one from each of them. Maybe I've gotten a couple from the same one. Okay. Maybe they're all from the same one. Oh. Who knows? Oh. I have also potentially written some of these reviews.
They're all you. They're all you because it's Spy Kids 2 and it's your favorite movie of all time.
Or I've written none of them. It's possible.
That'd be pretty funny as well. Or I've written all of them in my dreams.
Yeah. Or I contacted Han and other streamers that we know. And Rob Lloyd. Who else has been on the show?
Starkey.
Starkey, yep.
Zach Rose, Ben.
I should really do that, actually. That's a great idea. I should just get people who have been on the podcast and make them write reviews for a movie. But it's
going to be reviews from maybe none of them have watched. Something really fucking weird, that like a goat story. No one's heard of it.
Yeah. I've gotten these reviews, and you have to guess where they're from. And sometimes you can guess what they rated them, but it's not important anymore because we're not doing that. But also, you should get it right, because you're good at it.
What if I don't want to?
Too bad. I have the magical pendant of power, and I resurrected you, and now you have to do what I say.
I am being compelled to do this segment.
Yes.
Just know, dear listeners, if I had a choice, I would be on strike right now.
That's fair, but you're a skeleton,
so...
Oh,
am I? No wonder I can't
It's
drink.
been 1,000 years. Your flesh is gone, buddy. That's rotted away, bro.
Yeah. Are we able to, like, travel back in time for next episode, or am I stuck like this for the rest of the show forever?
If you do well in this segment, you could have your flesh back.
That'd be
nice.
If
not, you're canonically a skeleton for the rest of the podcast.
Oh, no.
All right. So, the first review is I've changed all the usernames, so it's harder for Sandro.
Yeah.
The first review is by Gary Giggles, who says, "Love this movie as a kid, and it still holds up. I think it's probably better than the first one, and definitely better than the later terrible movies."
They're all terrible from this point onwards, by this person thinks. That's a... Wow, that's sad. Because 3's... it's fine.
I thought 3 was fine, yeah.
Yeah,
3 was
all right.
good.
It's a bit of fun. 4. And I think it is from... It's a very serious review. It gives me Rotten Tomatoes vibes. I'll go Rotten Tomatoes.
Unfortunately, it is not Rotten Tomatoes.
No!
That was actually me.
Oh.
I reviewed that one.
Wow. Wait, you're going to reveal
4.5.
that it's you?
Yeah.
Wow. You don't usually do that. Why not? All right.
Yeah, I was going to reveal them as we go along,
yeah, sure.
you know.
Yeah, 4.5, yeah.
I thought that's what we were doing now.
Yeah, you usually say
them, right?
that I'm correct or incorrect. You don't say it was from this site, though. But I guess if it is you, then it's fine.
I think it was before, because... but now I'll just say the site every time.
Oh.
It's confusing. The segment has gone through a lot of iterations.
It changes every week, and also I was sick last week, so I don't really remember what was happening. So
fair enough. But I'll tell you if you got it right or wrong. I'll tell you which actual site.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The next review is by Slizzard Wizard, who says, "You're actually joking if you don't think this is the best one."
Okay, I think that's you.
Do you think that's me?
I think that I think you might be doing the joke that I made. I think it's you.
I don't know what you're talking about. What did I rate it then?
For the best one out of the series. Doesn't necessarily mean best movie of all time. I go 4.5.
It's 5 out of 5 because that one's for Letterboxd.
Oh, fuck.
Idiots! That one's for Letterboxd.
God
you
damn it!
Dumbass.
I thought I was catching you out.
You got pranked. I know, because if I put my one first, you're like, "Oh, he's gonna do the whole one," and then I tell him, I'm like, "Oh, that review was for me," and he's like, I see what's happening here.
Psyched me out. God damn it! All right,
yeah, got him. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the next review is from Horseflies Suck.
Okay, yeah.
Who says, "Spy Kids 2, much like Shrek 2, improves on all aspects of the previous movie. With a higher budget and more trust from the studio, it's able to capitalize on it spectacularly."
All right, now, hear me out. The second one wasn't you, but it would be even more, because your mind is like, I wrote the first one. So I think the second one's you. The second one's not you. But then I would guess another site. for the third one.
Of
but
course.
what if the third one is you?
That's a good question.
Because that does sound like your opinions. You do think Shrek 2 is better than Shrek 1.
It is very funny because this one does say Shrek 2 is better. And we do canonically had that one episode where you all ganged up on me and Shrek 2 is the better movie. And you guys bullied me in that one.
I don't know. We'll have to do a rematch of Shrek 3 and 4 at some point. We're talking about it for a very long time. One day we'll do it.
Not Shrek. No one's going to be on Shrek 3 side.
Exactly.
Can we do 4 and 5?
5's not out yet. Also, it doesn't look that
No,
good.
but we can wait till Shrek 5's out, and then we do 4v5, and we just ignore
3. The existence of 3. Yeah, that could be pretty funny, actually. Anyway, I'm going to say it's your review, and I'm going to say it's a 5 out of 5. And I also think that it's correct, aside from the Shrek thing.
Well, you're wrong, Sandro. Because it was 4.5, but it was me.
Yeah.
I did write this one.
Yeah.
You got me. Yeah, you figured out my little trick that I was doing to you. All right. The next review is by When Pigs Fly.
That's pretty good.
And they say, best one out of the trilogy by far.
IMDb, because it's the title of a review. It's the heading. It's too short to be a real review. It's the heading of a review. Best of the trilogy by far, 4 out of 5. I don't think they're going that high if they're on IMDb.
Oh, you were close. It's 3.5, but it was Rotten Tomatoes. Was actually that one.
Man.
Yeah, that was a Rotten Tomatoes.
All right.
Yeah, you were on track, though. You got the vibe.
Not
You
bad.
got the vibe.
Yeah.
You did well on that one. I'm impressed. And the last one is by Spider Monkey Man Shaman Thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Who says, probably the best of the Spy Kids movies, but it does say the S word in it, so it's definitely not for kids.
Okay, so this could go either way. This could be a very obvious Common Sense Media review. If you aren't familiar, Common Sense Media is where parents go to say whether or not movies are they should be watched by kids.
I've never heard of that site before.
So that's makes sense, actually. It has been 1,000 years. You must have forgotten.
That's true. Yeah. I don't remember much from back then.
Yeah.
I've been ruling the world for a long time, so you know.
So, you rule the world. That kind of
Well, yeah, I'm a supervillain.
Yeah.
I mean,
a villain.
Hero.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, I killed all the spies. Because of Spy Kids 4, you know? That movie was so bad that I just decided to take over the world so I can murder all the spies.
Killed everyone. It's the real... I don't know. I can't think of a joke, so I'm just going to say that review is not Common Sense Media. It's actually you, because you're trying to catch me out, and you've set me up to be paranoid this entire review section. So if it's not you, then I guess call me Dumb Sandy Boy, because I think it's you, and I think that review is a 5 out of 5.
So you're saying Skeleton Sandro, which are going to be canonically from now on, is going to be called the Dumb Sandy Boy.
If that review is not you, and it is actually Common Sense Media.
So then for every episode after, I can refer to you as Dumb Sandy Boy, the skeleton.
Yeah.
No, because you're correct. That was me!
Yeah!
You did it! Well done. You saw through my ruse. Well played, sir.
Yes.
Well played.
Oh, I haven't felt
Very
this
good.
much dopamine since that one boss fight I did in Hollow Knight the other week.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that must have been a good boss fight because that was 1,000 years ago and you still remember it. So
it was a month ago to me. Wait,
dude,
a week?
Hollow Knight 5 just came out, you know. So
there's a 5th one.
Yeah, there's a 5th one now. I mean,
took them long enough.
Yeah, the 4th and the 3rd one, they came out 20-ish years apart. This one took them 1,000 years to make, so it's gotta be good, man.
Damn, can't wait to play it on my PlayStation 1 million.
Well, I owe you your flesh back.
That's true.
So
I did win.
You will be able to play it again. So here you go. Here's all your flesh.
It's on me now, and no longer shall I be known as a Dumb Sandy Boy or whatever the fuck it was.
What is your new name now?
My name shall be Sand.
Sand?
Yes.
Oh, that's actually kind of sick because you're 1,000 years old, so it's the sands of time.
Oh.
If you think about it, you know? I like it.
The Prince of Persia.
Yeah, but I'm not going to remember that, so I'm just going to call you Sandro because I'll remember that easier. But we can remember that's actually sand later at some point.
And the year is 3000 and 35 as I was dead for 1,000 years. But you know what? I can't be bothered resetting my watch. So let's just say it's 2026.
Well, we could just time travel back. Remember, that's canonical in 4, right?
Nah. Nah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's 1,000 years later then. Fine. We'll keep it this way.
Although I don't know if our editor Starkey can come into the future with us because he's still got a stream on Twitch. A link in the episode description.
Yeah. No, I did resurrect him for a bit so he could edit the podcast, like this one.
Oh.
Like, I needed an editor, so he's also a skeleton.
Oh. Hi, Skeleton Starkey.
Oh, rattle me bones.
Yeah, sorry about that. I know editing's hard when you're all a skeleton and you're trying to tap. I didn't give his flashback. Yeah, no.
Why? What happened to it? Where is it?
I just couldn't be bothered, you know?
Yeah. We take care of our employees here at Oldie But Goodie.
He can earn it, you know? That's why I'm paying him in flesh, you know? I'm not paying him in cash
Piece
anymore.
by piece, every episode.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, there we go. That's the episode. Thanks so much for listening to Oldie But Goodie once again. Spy Kids and, you know, if you made it through the whole episode, you haven't heard our episode of original Spy Kids, 169 is the episode number. I'll chuck it in our episode description, just the link to the site where it is. You can go have a listen. I remember it being good. I don't know. I haven't heard it since I edited it, so whatever.
Yep.
If you like the show, number one way to help out is tell a friend. Be like, hey, friend, were you a kid?
Nope.
Oh. But were you a spy?
I was always an adult.
Once in your life?
I was a spy, actually.
Then you like Spy Kids too.
I was called Adult Man because they grew me in a lab and I came out as an adult. I was like a clone trooper.
You're a regular Benjamin Button, except you are aging normally. You just were born as an adult.
Yes.
Makes sense. Don't question it.
And I feel left out. I'm missing all that childhood trauma that most kids grow up with, you know, of fighting evil supervillains.
Yep. Well, Spy Kids 2, go watch it. Also, listen to the podcast. That's the number one way to help out. Tell a friend. Patreon.com/Oldie But Goodie Pod. You can get ad-free episodes. You can get bonus episodes. Our entire series on the X-Men movies, all 12 of them, I think, are out now. You can go listen to all of them. We released the last one on the New Mutants a couple weeks ago, and coming up, Zach, very, very soon. Can you hear it in the distance? Why, it's the Nicolas Cage-orama Season 5, I think?
The Cage-orama? It feels like I've been waiting 1,000 years for this. I cannot wait for the Cage-orama.
That's because you have. And the first episode of the Cage-orama is the TV show review.
Ooh, that's something a bit different that we don't normally do on the show.
Of the brand new Nicolas Cage TV show, Spider Noir.
Oh, yes. I can't wait for that.
Yes, very exciting. It's not out yet at the time of recording, but it is when the episode comes out. And Zach, I will make you watch every episode for the episode.
Absolutely.
So,
no, that's fair. I deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah, you do, quite frankly.
Yeah. Look, I've been ruling the earth for a long time. I need some R&R. I need to watch some Spider-Man.
Now, if you also want to join our Patreon, but you don't have any money, that's fine. Whatever. We don't judge if you're poor or whatever.
I did steal most of the Earth's wealth, so most people aren't going to have a lot of money at this moment.
And, you know, it costs a little living. Crisis can't spend money, that's fine, but you can join for free.
Whoa, free?
And get access to our secret polls.
Yes, that way you can vote on the potential next week's movie. Possibly by the time you're listening to this, you won't have a chance for my month, but you'll have a chance for Sandra's month, potentially.
Yeah, you will. I will be putting my movie options up there. You can vote on what one you want us to watch.
Yeah, unless you're listening to this like a year later, in which case, well, there's probably other stuff you can vote on there.
Yeah, we're probably doing it again next year.
Yeah,
so,
probably,
you know.
Yeah, so vote on those polls.
Yeah!
Idiot.
And that's what we're going to go to now, is the part of the show where Zach goes through all the movies that he picked for next week, and we see which one everyone voted for.
All right. So, your options that you had to choose from, I think this was multiple choice. You could pick any of them, but you know.
Yep.
I put one or two down this week. I put a few extra, just one or two, because I had a few ideas as to where we could go. So, for instance, put the Godfather Part 2.
Oh!
That's a good one. You know, we've been wanting to do that one for a while. The Ballad of Big Al.
Oh, I hope people voted for that.
That was a old documentary. I think that one's only like half an hour long, but that's a fun one. something I watched as a
tiny
kid.
episode. All right, yeah, sure, why not?
The World's Fastest Indian, which I've been trying to watch for like half a year now.
Well, if it doesn't win, you really should just watch it.
Yeah, probably. Swiss Army Man. Swiss Army Man. I like that one. That one has Daniel Radcliffe in it, and I like all the stuff that he does now because it's all silly and dumb.
Yeah.
The Mask of Zorro.
Oh, yes. That
with
is
Antonio.
a banger.
I mean, like, that one's obvious. We got to do that one at some point.
Definitely. I would love to do that movie and the sequel, maybe.
The Bear.
The TV show about cooking?
No. A guy you find on Grindr.
Yeah, I have before.
Yeah,
I was scared, yet aroused.
Yeah, fair enough. The Bear. No, it's the 1988. It's a movie about a bear,
right?
And it's very interesting behind the scenes because they used a real life bear. And they used a trained bear. It's a real mark on cinema. It was a real achievement because it's nearly entirely filmed with a bear.
So it's like a nature documentary, but with a story, probably.
I don't know exactly. I don't know too much about it, other than the fact that like it's like an hour and a bit of just like this bear doing things. You know?
Yeah, why not? I'd love to watch that. That sounds fun.
Grindhouse.
Oh fuck yeah!
I think that's the final movie of my list. Grindhouse is like two movies in one.
Yeah,
where it's like some horror directors are doing stupid horror stuff.
It's Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino. They both made a movie, but they are just dumb horror directors at the end of the day. So
they are dumb horror boys, and also the character Machete shows up, which is pretty cool. And
he's in a fake trailer.
It makes it canonically linked to this movie, technically.
I mean, yeah. Sure.
All of Grindhouse is connected to Guardians of the Galaxy via this movie.
What was your connection? I would assume, so for Grindhouse, was it the character of Machete?
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, that actually was your connection. Yeah, sure. All right. Yeah, absolutely.
And then, like, Bear, there was, like, I don't know, big hairy creature things, you know?
That's not a stretch. That works, sure.
Antonio Banderas is for the Mask of Zorro.
That makes sense.
Swiss Army Man is like he's a gadget, and there's gadgets in this film, so it's like gadget.
Wait, who's a gadget in Swiss Army Man?
Daniel Radcliffe.
The dead
world's
body
fastest Indian is fast vehicles. We saw it in this.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's
Ballad of Big Al, same as the bear, big creatures, big stumpy creature boys.
I mean, it's not a stretch. It works.
And then The Godfather Part 2 was a sequel to the movie we've already reviewed.
That is probably the best connection out of all of those. So yeah.
Which is odd because it also sounds like the worst one, but it is.
Zach, before you reveal the winner, what did you want to win?
There was a lot of good options here. I would have liked Big Al because that would have been really funny.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm having a look here. That movie got no votes. Well, that's a shame.
Ooh, that is rough. That's like a childhood favorite of mine, so that hurts just a little bit.
Damn, that sucks.
Either
I do want to watch
The
it.
Godfather Part 2 or The World's Fastest Indian, because I keep putting them in, and I really would just like to get them over with at this point.
You should have just put them both as the only two options, and then we would have done one of them. But
that's true. We would have at least got one of them down. Yeah. I should have done that. Maybe I'll do that next week.
Oh, God. No, please don't. Actually, I never mind. That was a prank, and that wasn't a real idea.
Oh, well, I've forgotten it now because you've said that.
Yeah. It always works.
Yeah. You know what? I think out of these, after looking at them, the one I'd really like is probably like Swiss Army Man, because that's probably the silliest. I like just the idea of Daniel Radcliffe just signing up for these batshit movies.
Yeah.
Really tickles me funny.
I
think that would be my favorite one.
Okay.
So Sandro, can you tell me what exactly won here? Because you're holding.
Well, one.
Yeah. I want you to tell me now.
Well, I do. I have the results in front of me on a piece of paper that I printed off of Patreon. This one, very tied up. A lot of votes spread around, but there was a very clear winner.
Oh, yes.
And it was Swiss Army Man. Swiss Army Man won. So
Swiss Army Man, wow. It's
honestly,
like I knew that going in and saying that one was the one I hoped would win.
You did have a look at Patreon before we started recording. I thought you didn't. And then I would surprise you. Yeah, no, it won. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest, that it won, but it makes sense because it's absurd and silly, and we all love Daniel Radcliffe. So
that's true.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited for that one. I'm super excited to see. I've always wanted to watch this after seeing like clips of it. I was like, what the fuck?
You've never watched it?
I've never watched this film.
God.
I've seen clips, but I've never watched this film.
Now, is this a Shark Boy and Lava Girl type situation where you haven't watched it before, or you genuinely have not watched?
I'm getting older. My memory is shot at this point. I don't know what I've watched. I don't know what I will watch. I know after watching this, I will have watched this, unless I forget, in which case I wouldn't have watched it.
Next week, Swiss Army. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I haven't watched it since it came out.
I'm going to be the worst dementia patient in the fucking...
That's true.
I don't know. Haven't watched it. I don't know. You tell me.
Well, much like Daniel Radcliffe, you're going to be a stiff. Because
Because he's hot? Or like...
Oh, you could get stiff, yeah. Well, he does in the movie. Not to spoil it. That's a big plot point. It's very funny. Yeah. Yeah. Daniel Radcliffe.
I thought we were... I was going to make a boner joke because you're a skeleton, but
Oh, that's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty... Do you know what else is pretty funny?
What's pretty funny?
Swiss Army Man! Let's go, Daniel Radcliffe!
You've got a good month!